Very good morning, cadets. Last week we completed a revision exercise, chapter number 2, that is nationalism in India. So, in the nationalism in India, few important topics they are touched or discussed during the revision videos. Today, let us start the revision of nationalism in Europe. In the nationalism in Europe, certain important topics like Balkan Wars, German unification, Italian unification, causes for rise for nationalism in Europe, and few topics like the economic depression resulted in upheaval in European continent. So let us revise few topics. Of course, when you reach to school offline mode, definitely one-to-one discussion we'll do on all those topics which you felt difficult to understand because it is online teaching mode. So this video is posted for 18th January 2016. In the rise of nationalism in Europe, in this chapter, the important aspects what we have to study, that is Napoleon's invasion on Italy, that is Napoleonic War in the year 1797, then fall of Napoleon Bonaparte, that is 1814 to 1815, Vienna settlement. Cadets, you have to remember Vienna settlement is after the downfall of Napoleon. That is what that is the Battle of Waterloo. After the Battle of Waterloo only, the countries involved in defeating Napoleon Bonaparte signed the Treaty of Vienna settlement, that is called Vienna Peace Settlement, that is 1815. Then 1821, Greek struggle for independence. Regarding Greek struggle for independence, what you have to understand is Greek was captured by Ottoman Turks or the Turkey. So European countries, mainly England, consider Greek as cradle for European civilization. So they felt that since Greece is a cradle of European civilization, so it should be an independent country. It should not be controlled by an Islamic state, that is Turkey. So that's the reason why England supported independence struggle in Greece, that is in 1821. Then we have to discuss about revolutions in Europe, that is in the year 1848. Revolutions in Europe: artisans, industrial workers and the peasants revolt against economic hardship, middle classes demand for constitutions and representative governments. Italians, Germans, Magyars, Poles, means people belongs to Poland, Czechs, that is Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, demand nation state. Then of course we are going to study about unification of Italy, that is 1859 to 1817, that is Italian unification. Then unification of Germany 1866 to 1871. 1905 we have Slav, Pan-Slavic nation. Nationalism gathers force in Habsburg and Ottoman Empire. So cadets, please write down the important points related to this particular chapter. Now closely observe the map. The Russian Empire and observe the Greece. Okay, so this is Ottoman Empire. So Greece was controlled by Ottoman Empire. I told you Ottoman Empire considered as the part of Ottoman Empire is Turkey, the Muslim dynasty which controlled Greece. Now England supported the independence of Greece. England supported independence of Greece with the intention of making Greece as an independent country. Now observe Italy. So Italy, those two small states, now you see, that is Kingdom of Two Sicilies, Sardinia and Piedmont. These are all the part of Italy. Sardinia and Piedmont, Central Italy, that is ruled by Pope, two kingdoms of Sicily. So Northern Italy, Central Italy and two kingdoms of Sicily. So Italy as a it was ruled by 7 independent kingdom. Central Italy, this is Central Italy, ruled by Pope. So this particular is Austrian Empire. Okay, Austrian Empire. This is Ottoman Empire. Okay, these were all leading kingdoms of those days. Then what you have to understand is England. That is what we call today United Kingdom, divided into Scotland, Ireland, Wales and England, or the England. So Scotland, Ireland, Wales and England makes Great Britain. So 4 different countries, Scotland, Ireland, Wales and English, makes the Great Britain. So this map is after Congress of Vienna in the year 1815. Okay, so a closer view of map: Scotland, Ireland, Wales and England. 4 kingdoms, 4 provinces makes England. Now very important here, remember these states, that is Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, Czechoslovakia. These are all, they are called as Balkan states. So they are called as Balkan states. Balkan states were controlled by Ottoman Empire. So once again I will show you this map. You see Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire was controlling Balkan province. Okay, so you can see here Ottoman Empire controlling Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Serbia, Montenegro and Armenia. So all area controlled by Ottoman Empire, and Ottoman Empire was also controlling Greece. So Ottoman Empire, if you remembered in class 8 I taught you, in the year 1453, the Constantinople, capture of Constantinople and blocking of the road, that is land route between Asia and Europe, that itself is responsible for discovery of sea route. So that's very important from that point of view. Many times we discussed about Austrian Empire. Many times we discussed about Austrian Empire. Please see the location of Austrian Empire. Okay. Then okay. Croatia, Sardinia, two small states. That is central. This is central Italy. This is two kingdom of Italy. So together it is called as Italy. What is unification of Italy? Is nothing but all these independent states which were controlled earlier, they brought under single control. So once again, let us go through the map. Very important from the point of view of understanding chapter. Okay. Now let us move with the dream of worldwide democratic social republic, the pact between nations. Now what you would understand here, you can see a long procession is going on. Okay, a long procession is going on, and this procession is moving towards the Statue of Liberty. Okay, you can see this procession is moving toward Statue of Liberty. Now what you would understand here, you just observe this particular place. You can see the few crown type. Okay, this is a symbolic representation of fall of kingdom or end of monarchical rule. End of monarchical rule. Now if you observe this, so when you observe all these things, this is what the flag of few particular nation. Today every independent country got their own flags. So this making in flag itself is an indication of birth of nation state. Now you can see here a cross, that is Christianity or the Christian world. You can see the angels. Okay. Now what this entire painting explains? The entire painting explains that there is a fall of monarchical or the rule by the kings or monarchs, and this is happening because of the movement or the revolution by the common man, and every country wish to become a independent nation state, and every country wish to reach to which particular place? Towards liberty. That is called Statue of Liberty. That means, in nutshell, the dream of worldwide democratic social republic. The Frederick Sorais painting clearly explains that every country is fed up. We in the sense we are speaking about European countries, because in Europe the Christianity is the ruling religion or the major religion. So the Christianity or the Christian, all these European countries, they are fed up of their kings or their monarchical rule. So they want to fight for the freedom. That's why they are moving towards the Statue of Liberty. And initially, if you remember in class 9th, I explained about the divine origin theory. Even in class 10th also I explained. Opposing king or opposing pope was not permitted in European world, because it is just like you are opposing the god. But according to Frederick Sorayu, the freedom movement, it is blessed by the fraternity, it is blessed by the Christian world, so it is blessed by the angels. So this painting is considered as very a revolution in the history of Europe. So that is what, because often you are asked to explain about this particular painting. So please try to understand. This flag refers to nation state. Nation state, why? What is nation state? Because earlier they were called Habsburg Empire, Austrian Empire, Ottoman Empire. Now once they want to become a nation state, each country is called by different name, and each country got their own national flags. So that is what the nation state. In 1848, Frederick Sorayu, a French artist, prepared a series of 4 points visualizing his dream of world made up of democratic social republic, as he called them. So what he called? He called them as democratic social republic. People marched against absolutist. Absolutist is nothing but absolutist institution. Absolutist institution means an institution or a kingship ruled by decree, or ruling without having any proper rules and regulations, or not carrying the emotions of the people. Sorayu utopian vision. The people of the world are grouped as distinct nations, their flags. So the flags, national costume, leading the procession, the way passed to the Statue of Liberty. They are the United States and Switzerland. So that is what Frederick Sorayu's painting's initial intentions. German people are the people of Austria Kingdom and the Kingdom of Two Sicily, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary and Russia. Nationalism emerged with a force which brought about sweeping changes, was the emergence of nation state. And very important, if you want to bring the emotion of nation state, then what is very important is common identity, because we join together because we feel we belong to the same group. That is what common, that is what sense of identity. And common culture, for example language, our food habits, our dress habits, they all unite the people. That's why the nation states shared common sense of identity, common culture and history. That is what makes people to join together. Okay. So idea of French Revolution. The French Revolution introduced various measures of practices that could create sense of collective identity amongst the people. The idea of la patrie and la citoyen, that is about motherland, fatherland and the citizenship, emphasized the notion of united community enjoyed equal rights under the constitution. So every person or every one enjoyed equal rights, everyone enjoyed equal rights under the constitution. That is one of the greatest idea of, or contribution rather, of French Revolution. That is the greatest contribution of French Revolution. A new French flag The tricolor was chosen to replace the formal royal standard. So the formal royal flag was replaced by the new tricolor flag. So the new tricolor flag replaced the old flag. So French national flag, the tricolor was chosen to replace the former royal standard. The planting tree of liberty in Germany. So this is what planting tree of liberty in Germany. The subject of this color paint of German painter Karl Kapfer Fitz is the occupation of the town by the French armies. French soldiers recognizable by the blue, white and uniform have been portrayed as oppressors as they seize the peasants' craft. So this is considered, this is called as the tree of, what is this called? This is called tree of liberty. Okay, tree of liberty. Okay, I'll stop here, and next class we'll briefly discuss about Napoleon Bonaparte. So this video is a revision video for 18 January. Thank you.